The FBI and Attorney General Nessel hid these from the people of Michigan. Piles of fraudulent manufactured ballot registrations from 2020. 2 weeks ago, the TGP published their extensive report on the massive 2021 V registration fraud that our sources uncovered in Michigan. The report included information on 8 to 10,000 fraudulent registrations and police raid on a Democrat election registration group's office in October of 2020. This is an area. This is a town, by the way, a county that only has like 32,000 eligible voters. So that's a big. That's like a third right there. The police found semi-auto weapons, silencers, burner phones, bags of prepaid cash cards, and blank registrations in a GBI Strategies voter registration manufacturing center. After several days, Michigan Attorney General finally responded to our explosive investigation and confirmed our earlier reports. We continue to hear back from individuals with intimate knowledge of this scandal. Photos from a confidential source close to Muskegon investigation reveal what far-left Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel now admits is a stack of faked and fraudulent voter application forms with a return address at a Stay Bridge hotel, the base of operations for GBI Strategies in 2020 that sent out at least 10,000 fake V registration applications for the selection. These photos and the source confirm that Muskegon clerk Ann Neisch received these voter applications and received them in multiple batches, sometimes through the mail and sometimes in person. This is possibly why Muskegon far-left AG Nessel and FBI don't want to give the Gateway pundit access to the files, because the voter fraud is so obvious that all the voter signatures are in the same handwriting and just printed signatures, not real signings. Wow. The fraud is so obvious here, even an FBI agent could find it. Why is no one being prosecuted for these crimes after 3 years? The Muskegon police told the TGP that they can't get the FBI to return their calls about this case. How about the ring of voter fraud extended across the state? How far the ring of voter fraud is extended across the state is currently suppressed by the FBI, coming up on the 3rd year of its investigation into voter fraud into the safest and most secure selection in history. Yet the Muskegon GOP has produced a report of serious irregularities in the Muskegon County voter file from 2020 that shows 32,000 more voters on the voter file than normal. Left-wing extremist Nessel claims that this proves the system works because this huge block of faked voter registration forms were caught and allegedly never processed into the state's qualified voter file. But if that were true, why are the Muskegon officials illegally denying the TGP access to public documents? Only by viewing the fraudulent applications can the public know whether or not the voters were added to the voter file or not. If the forms were faked, why are there no prosecutions, and why is the city attorney claiming there is personal information involved? But if the forms are from real voters, why weren't they enrolled into the voter file? Why aren't they being treated as public documents, and why is Nessel referring to them as fraudulent? It can't be both. Has either of Michigan State Police or FBI done an honest investigation into these voter applications? The Muskegon Police Department owns their own files suggest that GBI was not just operating in Muskegon. They were active statewide and in multiple other battleground states. It was only in Muskegon where they were caught by Clerk Ann Neisch and investigated by the honest Muskegon Police Department. The police tell the TGP they stand behind the entire report. Elsewhere in Michigan, there are currently no reports of GBI Strategies having their fraudulent voter application batches rejected. The mainstream media, so is it possible they used this station here to manufacture votes in other counties? Possibly, right? The mainstream media initially tried to deny that this story was accurate. Then they said it was old news because of one minor local news report mentioning it. Then they said it was proof the system worked and praised Dana Nessel for referring it to the FBI. Deny, ridicule, minimize, mitigate, quietly concede. What they failed to report is the scale of the operation involved and the millions of dollars received by GBI from the Biden campaign and the connections to left-wing billionaires running money through nonprofits to illegally elect Democrats. The MSM also ignores the explosive police report from the Muskegon police that gives extensive detail about what was going on, including automatic weapons suspiciously present on site, as well as bags of preloaded credit cards that suggest improper and possibly illegal payments to voters in exchange for signatures and votes. The media also ignores that Dana Nessel referred the entire matter to the matter to the FBI, even though the FBI had already been allegedly working on this case since 2020. Was she referring it to them again? Did she sloppily forget that they were working the case already, or perhaps they were not returning her phone calls either? DT won in 2016 by 10,000 and lost Michigan in 2020 by 155,000. But the 2020 election has been in substantial doubt ever since, due to hundreds of eyewitnesses who claimed they witnessed serious, substantial voter fraud. TTP has done more investigation in 3 weeks on Muskegon than the FBI has in 3 years. But of course, America already knew that the FBI was a joke.